Man, oh man, guys, the frustration continues. Pre-market today, we were up like 250 or so, and we're ending the day red. At least with the unlimited account in the $25,000 challenge account, we were up quite nicely today, over 300 bucks. Because CVAC, the ticker that we talked about, I think on Monday, yesterday, we were talking about it all over the place this week. That was a beautiful highlight, and the unhighlighted part, the part that's a little less amazing, is the fact that TOS for the fourth day in a row did not work. It's making me insane. So I gotta give it to it. TOS does work pre-market. Sometimes I've had a few issues where I had to restart that TOS pre-market, but there's nothing worse when you're in a trade, you have to restart the app. It totally throws you out of your trading, and that's what happened today. Out of the gates, we took a small, actually like a decent loss with one of our lead gappers, OPGN, which was fine, whatever. Losses happen, no big deal. But then I entered two trades, TOS crashed. I had no idea what was going on. I was fumbling around with my phone, trying to figure it out. I couldn't average down because I like to buy sometimes on the way down. So I only had, it was just a disaster. We'll review the trades in a little bit. Anyway, I basically gave back all my profits and then some with the unlimited account. And then here we are. So just a little bit annoyed. I want to talk about, when we go to the charts first, what my plans are over the next few months, and I want to review the trades, and then I want to focus on GEVO, one of our kind of late day bloomers, late pre-market bloomers, because the news only came out at 9 a.m. Market opens at 9:30. So I want to put a lot of attention on that one. It looks really, really good. So let's go to the charts now, review all the goodies, and don't forget to drop a like, guys, if you enjoy the content. If you're totally new here, consider subscribing, join the community. It's the best part of trading. Even when the TOS is down, it still makes the day pretty fun. I really just gotta hype myself up here a little bit. I'm kind of like, have you ever seen that video where the kid has the ice cream and it like literally falls off his cone and he looks at it and he looks back up and just starts crying?
Ice cream, Miss Winkler.
I feel like that's me right now, but I'm just like, come on. Anyway, whatever, not a big deal. We'll be back on the saddle eventually when TOS lets us. Let's go to the charts now. All right, guys, so welcome back. You know what, today I'm running out a little bit of enthusiasm for TD Ameritrade. This is the fourth day now in a row the app has crashed for us. Pre-market has been the only time the app has worked for me, kind of like without continuous issues. And pre-market is when we did all the trading today, and we were up about like 250 bucks pre-market, and then we gave it all back. Oh wait, this is my swing trading and day trading account. So let's go to the unlimited account. This is a little bit unfortunate. So where is it? OPGN, we're up 60 bucks on the day with this one. Not really too crazy, but we were up like 250 or so pre-market on this one. Bell opens, we took a loss on it. It was fine. It was a honest mistake. I got out of it pretty okay. But then we had another loss. And that one I had no control over because TOS turned off and we had to restart the app. And when I turned the app back on, we took another big loss on this one, which is so unfortunate because it could have been a green trade. So boom, that's kind of how we started off. I missed a bunch of other nice little dips on it. Like my flow was totally gone. I was stuck in the XELB, which I totally lost like my, I was a little bit lacking discipline on this one. I didn't close out quick enough. And I don't know, it was just a total annoying disaster. So what I said in the live stream, if you guys didn't hear it, is what I want to be doing in the next 1 or 2 or 3 months is setting up different brokers. I'm going to be trying 3 different ones. Fidelity, I'm going to be trying E-Trade, I'm going to be trying Lightspeed as well. I have a demo account with them right now. So I'm going to be trying things over the next few months. It takes a while to get the accounts approved, move some capital over there, or do some paper trading, kind of understand the platform a little bit. So I'm going to give myself at least, 2 months for that. And then, have a plan B set up when TOS doesn't work, and then ultimately use TOS probably more for swing trading, and then use the other platform, whatever I decide, for actual day trading. Because right now I can't picture myself trading, with $10,000 position sizes on TD Ameritrade anymore. This has been kind of insane. These back-to-back issues, it seems like every month now seems to be another issue. and I'm just not totally sure what's going on. I don't know what the long-term solution is going to be for TD Ameritrade. So for now, I'm going to be focusing on setting up a different broker, and then over the months, having a plan B, and then as we get more comfortable with the second broker, whichever one I decide in the future, then probably using that one, most likely something like Lightspeed, when I can just get really aggressive for day trading. So these are all just kind of ideas, nothing set in stone yet, but that's just kind of what I'm thinking about, which is good. You always want to have a plan B. You always want to have a plan B. I think that's key. So let's go ahead and review all the tickers, and then we'll end with GEVO, because this is the one that looks like it's going to have a really nice setup. Let's just quickly start here with XELB. What just happened here? XELB. Just really quick recap here. This was one of our lead gappers on the day. 7 million float, quarterly results, US apparel manufacturing company. I gotta say, this is like as painful as it gets right here. So I didn't even want to look at this one when I was trading anymore, because I was just getting bothered by it. I had a first trade here, and then I had a second fill here, and then the app crashed, and we had a nice little bounce back to $1. I could have closed this one. I definitely would have, because that's always what I do. At the 9-minute EMA, take my profits, take a small loss, doesn't really matter, just basically be out of this one and wrap up. Now, we're somewhere over here, and I basically decide to average down a little bit more, hoping that we're gonna have a move like this, because we have huge support here at 0.95. We dipped below 0.95 a little bit after after I enter the second trade, and then we dipped down here at 0.92. And I felt kind of confident with this one, but now I'm down about, getting close to my max stop. And, it's so easy just to be like, I'm going to keep holding this. I'm going to keep holding this. Maybe it's going to turn around. And then before you know it, you're, holding it back long term. So I've gotten fairly disciplined at just closing my losses. The problem is, sometimes you end up in a situation where, luckily, I sold to here, at least not at the low. I sold to most of my shares right here in the pop to higher. But still, the problem is, then you see something like this and you're like, I should have just held. I could have closed here maybe for actually a legit profit. It's so easy to get in that kind of mood and talk yourself into, maybe I should just hold it next time. Don't do it. It's sometimes you get one of these freak runs and coulda, shoulda, woulda, but typically it's not the way to go. We're not investing. We're not swing trading here. We're very quickly day trading. When the day trade no longer goes the way, you should be getting out of it. And that's what I should have done here. But again, I could have not done that because TOS was closed. I had no idea what was going on. I was checking stuff on my phone. But you know how it is. You're totally out of the flow when that happens. That's why I'm a little bit annoyed. I'm not annoyed because it's a red day. I'm just annoyed that I had no control over it. That's so annoying. Really getting kind of frustrated here. So ANTE was another one that I traded pre-market. I knew that this one was not going to be that great. Based on how it was trading pre-market. So I basically stopped paying attention to it. I got kind of stuck in a flush here, had a small loss, then I had a small win here, sold off pre-market and then kind of ran here. This is a pretty nice, 20% move. I could have probably bought a dip here on the retest. Hindsight's always 20/20, but I wasn't totally comfortable with ANTE at some point. 2 million float, increase to capital, Chinese advertising company. Those have been a little bit tricky for me. In hindsight, this, could have been profitable, but, it wasn't. Having a loss does not stress me out at all. It's not about being right or wrong. It's just being able to take good risk and reward trades, close the ones that don't work, and then ride the ones that do work as long as possible. It's that simple. And that's pretty much what we did with the other one. So KZIA, let's quick review here. KZIA. This was one of our potential lead gappers on the day, 7 million float, Australian biotech, FDA fast track. That's really good news. But then, it sold off so much. and I started losing faith in it. I bought a quick little dip down here. The problem with this dip is I only got a partial execution. This was supposed to be 300 shares. I only got 75 shares, mainly because I placed my limit order a little bit late. Either way, it would have only been like a 2% trade, so still not really too crazy, but hey, could have, you know, made a quick 40 bucks off of it. I knew I wasn't gonna really want to watch this one because it was not looking like it was even gonna hold, you know, 7.5. That's why I had the alert. If it broke above 7.5, then I would have been interested in it again. But you know, low volume, a lot of sell volume, so I didn't really care too much about KZIA. And then OPGN, this was, you know, one of our main gappers today, 15 million float, US diagnostic and research company with marketing and commercialization launch of coronavirus testing kits in Europe. Really, really nice. So OPGN was trading so smooth pre-market. I mean, this was just an absolute beauty. I feel like I've traded this ticker before just because like I love these setups. I love how this flows. We were slaying this one pre-market. I was up like 250 bucks pre-market, got some nice dips here. I missed some pullbacks, but that's fine. Got some more dips here. I think all these trades were profitable. They were just all quick, simple. Sometimes I would sell too soon. And I missed a few of these pullbacks, but overall, I really, really liked what I saw. What I should have been a little bit more cautious about with OPGN, if you go to the charts here and then you just go to the daily and then we zoom in a little bit here. I mean, OPGN was a recent runner and it did not hold its high well. It oftentimes spikes and pulls back really, really heavy. You can see that over here. So I should have been a little bit more careful in the fact that this thing tends to sell off really hard out of the gates. So that's kind of where I was making a mistake. And also right here, we had a really, really strong kind of pre-market session, stronger than I would have liked to see actually, which again should have made me a little bit more nervous. Anyway, this thing sold off. I got a pretty okay buy here, but when it didn't work out, I should have just closed here for a small loss or whatever, just a scratch. I actually ended up buying again here, looking for the break back above VWAP. Never happened. You know, kept on selling off. At one point I was kind of risking a lot, but we were just about near my max stop. So I was fairly comfortable. Plus the position size wasn't that big. Then we came back to the EMA and I closed this one at 317, which was just about the perfect time to close this one. So ultimately I didn't lose more than about 13 cents a share on this one. It wasn't really the worst trade. You know, I was down like what, 4% or so. Not bad at all. But then here I made a few mistakes. I didn't buy around $3 twice. That kind of bummed me out a little bit. I was a little bit upset about that. But then, you know, we started pulling below $3 and this is like, boom, I have now a nice opportunity. I entered here a little bit too soon. I wanted to average down actually. That was my goal. Right, the first size is always a little bit lighter, and then I average down. I would have probably got pretty aggressive here, knowing of what kind of my plan was. You know, in hindsight, I can never say what I would have actually done, but I could just say my plan here was to average down. So I wanted to take first position around 97 and then buy more into the 95s and 93s. So we came all the way down here to 87. So who knows? Maybe I would have took a big loss on this because I would have, you know, closed at 87. Who knows? Whatever happened though, it came up back to here, and you know, my goal would have been to close it. Again, I had no control over this because now I was locked out of TOS. I was looking at my phone to maybe do an entry or an exit. It was so stressful. Anyway, we locked back in. I see the price right around here at 3. I'm like, what's going on? The chart's not updating. I'm just looking at the order book. Before you know it, we're back here at 91. I close half at 91 and then again the rest at 90, and I'm just like so annoyed. I'm like, you know what? Like this trade, this could have easily been a winner trade. This could have easily been a second profit. So that really kind of irritated the heck out of me. And then I don't know, like I don't know if I would have traded any of this. It's so hard to say what I would have done. But I'll tell you that at this point, I was totally out of my flow. I was holding the XELB position. I was not sure what OPGN was doing anymore. I was like, is TOS even working? There was like no trading going on in my head anymore at this point. And I think that was my last trade. Then we had GEVO, and GEVO is definitely a good one to talk about. and it's right now, it went above 150. So crazy, absolutely crazy how strong this one was. I got to say, congrats to everyone trading this one. This one was definitely the winner of the day. 13 million float. It's up now 150% plus. U.S. specialty chemicals company. These guys got some really interesting catalysts here. So they have a $1.5 billion contract, and you guys can see that news down here. And this was actually late news. This came out at 9 a.m. This contract is with Trafigure. I'm not sure if I wrote that properly. You guys can obviously see all these things down here. Trafigura, and that's a huge contract. Now it does say, it's a little unclear. It says a 1.5 billion long-term contract. I'm not totally sure where the long-term part comes in. Right here, long-term revenue contract. But still, really nice catalyst for a company with a 13 million float and basically a 40 billion market cap, or 40 million market cap. Now it's 77 million. When I was checking on Finviz, I think it was like at 40 million or 30 million even. Yeah, what I wrote down here. So, especially the fact that this one was a bit of a late bloomer right here. 9 o'clock, news comes out. This thing just absolutely flies. I wasn't paying it a lot of attention because it was sub-dollar. I typically don't trade the sub-dollars because I'm trying to get used to what I would want to do with a big account. With a big account, I'm not going to be trading sub-dollars because they're a little bit more sporadic. They're harder to trade. They have big wicks and flushes and whatnot that I tend to avoid. Also, if we switch to something like Lightspeed, you're going to be paying per share. So a lot of day traders avoid sub-dollar because you buy too many shares, it gets way too expensive. So you're just dealing with all these issues that I don't really want to be dealing with. I want to be looking for stocks between $2 and $7. So that was a big reason I didn't trade GEVO. It's actually, for me, it's much more interesting to trade now. It's been a little bit weird of a mover though. Long-term charts also very rough. We have huge resistance right around 120 zone. And this is actually why I wasn't really super crazy about trading it. We had a high here of 150, big resistance, 180-day moving average coming in here. So a lot of resistance, but, big volume, and we broke through most of that resistance. So it's going to be interesting. Can we hold the highs here? And where can we go if we hold the highs? We got some interesting resistance at 1.7. So let's see if we can break through that. Just a really rough long-term chart. This is not something I would be looking to swing trade or something like that. Actually, talking about swing trades, we could review my swing in a second here that we were talking about yesterday. So yeah, definitely like 175 is a pretty key zone, and then probably up to the 2s would be something to watch. So what I would be doing on GEVO if I wanted to do like some power hour trading or afternoon trading, or if I wanted to hold this overnight, is I would be first looking at, how good can this hold here? How good can it hold its highs? Right now, this has an absolutely ridiculous amount of volume, over $500 million volume for the day. So it's really thickly and strong traded. Great catalyst, decent float. I really like what I'm seeing. So, as long as it holds the highs and doesn't dip below VWAP too much, and especially holds like maybe 120 if we do dip below VWAP, this could be a possible something that we might see pre-market tomorrow, maybe having a little bit of a rocket. We'll see what happens. But for me, I'm a little bit done with trading right now. I'll be doing some more trading tomorrow pre-market, and then honestly, I might just wrap up there. I'm a little bit sick and tired this week of what TOS has been throwing at us, and I'd be really annoyed to be up again pre-market, $200, $300, $400, whatever it may be. If we're up pre-market, I could also be red pre-market. I'm not saying that pre-market I just make a bunch of money. That's not the case. What is the case though is that I just don't want to be stuck having some nice runs pre-market, and then the bell rings, and then TOS cracks, and all of a sudden, I'm stuck holding some positions that, my trades are quick. Like, I'm not investing here. So I don't want to sound like a broken record player, but I think that's going to be my plan for tomorrow. We'll see what happens, ultimately. So GEVO. Yeah, and one last thing to kind of wrap up here. If we go back to our monitor, and then we go to the, we're in the unlimited account. If we go to the challenge account, we had a nice trade today with CVAC. Really sweet trade with CVAC. We were talking about this one yesterday in the recap video. So if you guys saw yesterday's recap video, you remember me entering this trade. what happened here is we had some really big support on this one. I bought around 56. I was looking for maybe to average down here in the 55s, but I didn't. And then we had a nice run pre-market. We had a kind of a perfect cup and handle pattern actually pre-market, which kind of made me a little bit nervous because the cup and handle did not really come to fruition. I was expecting maybe a pullback here below the EMA, but really kind of continue this run and have kind of a second leg. We didn't really get that, and that's why I closed here on this EMA retest, which was okay. So I'm up like 14-15% on this trade. So that was pretty sweet. Nice classic overnight. Now it looks like we're pulling higher again. Looks like we're going to break over 66. I don't really regret it. I really like the fact that I took my profits and I moved on. Who knows if I would have been distracted with CVAC out of the gates. I also don't trade IPOs that often, so it's nice to just kind of get in and out with my IPOs that I'm looking at. Yeah, I couldn't have asked more for this one. But the fact that we're up over half of this red candle is very bullish. So I would probably expect this one to be over 70, and let's see, can it break the high here of 85 and then the pre-market high of like, what was that? Something in the 90s was the ultimate point. I think like 97 or like 96 here. Go to the 15-minute. 95. Yeah, so that was the high we have to break through. But right now we have the resistance here. So let's see. I could definitely see this going into the 70s. But huge resistance here at 69. So we'll see if we can actually break through that for now. Overall, I'm pretty happy with this one. And I guess that technically makes me green on the day. It makes me green on the challenge account, but red on the unlimited account. So I can't really complain too much, but I just wish that I had the control over if it was a red day or a green day. I kind of don't like the fact that TOS is just like, we're going to decide your fate for you. It's really stressful. Whatever. It is what it is. I'm gonna stop complaining about it. All right, guys. I appreciate the chat room, guys. It was really good fun. And thanks for the donations today that you guys threw on the live stream. And I will see you guys first thing tomorrow then for the trading the pre-market. So till then, guys, don't forget to drop a like if you haven't done so already, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new. I'd love to see you again. Join the community. It's an amazing part. It's made trading just so much better. I really enjoy my time there with you guys. So yeah, check it out. Till then, guys, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao.